Hello Internet, James Allen from Out of 8, and today I'm playing the early access alpha build of Starpoint Gemini 2, space adventure game, a sequel to a game that I thought pretty highly of when it came out a couple years ago. So I'll start a new game while you go out into the known universe. You can side with various facts previously. Just a more streamlined experience overall. The game is currently in alpha, so it doesn't have everything in place, such as the main campaign missions are not here. So basically what you can do are randomized missions for freelance. What is it good for? I don't know. So you start out here near base. When you start to move around, you get these tutorials, which is a lot better than last time because you can skip them. Although they are pretty informative and extensive, you can actually access them all up here and see kind of how to play the game, and they do a pretty decent job. Although there are some, odd things that you'll always encounter. So down here along the bottom, it kind of plays kind of like an RPG. You're more like a kind of the captain of the ship rather than just a pilot. So there's actually other people on your ship. So you have little powers down here that you can upgrade over time. That shows your missions. There's your skills and perks. You get skill points as you level up in the game that you can apply and upgrade. Certain things like this one will upgrade your weapon range when you use that skill during combat. And you have little items you can have to boost your shields and whatnot. And then you can also actually have additional ships in your fleet that will help you out over time once you grow big enough in the game. Have equipment and have officers that'll run certain positions on your ship, so you don't have to worry about it. It can be a little bit difficult to aim, especially because now the game's in 3D rather than 2D like it was before.
Sensors are picking up hostiles in the vicinity.
So you can, kind of lose track of people and make it kind of hard to aim on them. We'll see if these people are actually being tracked by somebody here. Oh, hi. I think I'm going to avoid you for the moment.
Tactical reports of hostiles in the area.
So I'm going to actually kind of head over towards this base here. Over here on this side you have an energy transfer, so you can designate it between shields, weapons, and your engines. And you can see there's an immediate response. It's pretty cool how it balances that. And then these are the little items here. You can get individual damage to items, which is pretty neat. If you press delete, pulls us a little tactical display that shows you the shields on either side and the weapons that are pointed in various directions. When you get near a base or a planet, you can anchor with it. In here you can purchase new ships, which you can see are extremely expensive. Start out with 15,000 credits. Battleships are millions of dollars, so obviously you have to work a pretty long amount of time to afford those sort of things. You can upgrade your ship, repair the hull, change the loadout weapons, buy different enhancements for those weapons, little damage upgrades and stuff like that. You can trade items. Just like in the previous game, there's no indication on whether these are good prices or not. But from what I've seen, the amount of goods available at each station is pretty low. So I'm kind of assuming that if the trader has it, then it's actually relatively inexpensive and worth picking up to take to another base. Then you can hire your little crew members here if you so desire. They have a price and a salary. And then that's it. So what I'll do is I'll just leave here. You can check out the little map. The map is actually hex-based. You can actually go around and you're freely available to explore. You can actually fly from one side of the universe to the other, which is pretty interesting. Before, you had to use these little T-gates to go between the different maps, so there was a big load time as you did that. Here it's continuous. There is a little bit of load time when you jump into a new hex that's noticeable, at least as of right now. But you are free to kind of fly wherever you want, which is pretty interesting. So what I'm going to do is not do that mission. I will do this mission, though. So I'll accept that little maintenance repair and pull out of my menu. Take that down, so I don't really need it. So there it is. So I'll fly over to that. when you get within 500 range. You can actually switch between using the mouse to steer and your keyboard or a joystick if you have that sort of apparatus available. Alright, here we go. If you use the middle mouse button, it has the little contextual options here, so you can repair that. You'll get some money and some experience out of it.
Repairs
There we
on
go.
nearby object are completed.
Yeah. So, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start flying. So if you left click, you can
Affirmative.
do an
Setting
order,
course.
and then your
Affirmative.
crew members will
Engines on overdrive.
do it for you automatically, which is pretty cool. You know, unlike a lot of, and actually let me mine while I'm over here. Unlike a lot of space adventure games, it isn't just you. You know, you actually have a crew and stuff. You can mine for resources. Actually, just is basically just shooting them until they run out of health. So actually, these weapons are kind of on the side. So you see, it can be difficult to aim, which is why it's actually kind of a good idea to have units going, especially if things are moving a lot. Take that. There you go, and then you can pick up all that stuff. Yeah, a little battery power. There we go. Yeah, give me that. Collect all. There we go. So you can kind of, you know, mine stuff on the way to drag my power over here. Go into that other planet. Hello. There is a different camera mode that'll actually track the enemy and make it easier to shoot them. Alright, let's just go back over to this thing here.
New waypoint confirmed.
So I'll actually sell.
Executing PTE protocols.
I'll sell some of that stuff that I mine. You can actually see what that is, I think. There's the load for the new star.
Monitoring comm frequencies revealed new available missions.
Yeah, so usually when you go to a new area, there's a new mission. There's scan the anomaly, so I'll accept that and then go over to that.
Course adjusted. Transferring all available power to engines.
Take that off. So yeah, so you know that's basically what's in place in the game now. As I fly through that asteroid, there's no collision in yet, so you'll just run into objects and pass right through them, which is interesting. You know, there's a lot more room for more content, I think, as they enhance the game. Overall, it looks pretty promising. You know, like I said, I liked the first original version of the game, so you know they seem to have streamlined, you know, and updated the interface.
Proximity alert. An anomaly is forming nearby.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna go scan it. I'm on it. Don't worry about it. Ooh, let's cut that out. Can I scan that? Not yet. No, I don't want to anchor that. You can actually tell your people to fire at will. Alright, let's see here. Actually, get rid of this. Waypoint. There we go. Click on that. There we go. Anomaly scan. Give me some experience.
Scanning
Hooray.
done. We have the info we need.
Oh, good. So, and then the missions are automatically turned in, so you don't have to fly back somewhere, which is kind of nice. Let's see what these are. Take the VIP. No thanks. Patrol. That usually means there's going to be pirates. We'll go sell my stuff first. So I'll say anchor over to that station.
Affirmative. Engines on overdrive.
And then I'll go die. The game, as with the first one, to be quite honest, isn't very balanced for the beginner. You will die if you take basically anybody on before you level up your captain and your ship enough to get better weapons. So, yeah, I'm gonna dock with that. so I can actually sell my stuff that I mined. Yay, I made like $1,000. Just cut that out and we'll actually go down to this mission here, this patrol.
Affirmative. Changing course. Rerouting all power to engine.
Like I said, there isn't too much in place right now in the early access alpha, as you would expect, but certainly the graphics are here and the basic, you know, framework for the gameplay is there. So definitely something to keep an eye on if you like the space adventure games. What is that? That is a derelict. I will check that out. Can I scan that? Oh, there's an enemy. Oh, there's a scavenger. There we go, I should be able to scan it. Oh, maybe not. Oh, yeah, there we go. Oh, holy crap.
We should check the star chart. New missions are available. Captain, the region ahead is potentially dangerous.
Yeah, I can tell.
Sensors are picking up hostiles in the vicinity.
Yeah, I see that. Am I in unfriendly territory? Yeah, I am. Let's get out of here.
New waypoint confirmed. Affirmative.
Like I said, if you go into enemy territory, you will die. So, luckily they're not fighting me, because they could definitely take me on. So we'll go to out of unfriendly space. You know, and as you progress through the game, you can afford better ships and stuff. They are shooting at me now. Awesome.
Sensors are picking up hostiles in the vicinity.
Alright, well, I'm gonna die. Why would you shoot at me? Yeah, oh my gosh. Oh, I leveled up. Too bad I'm about to die. No, I actually took care of him. That's kind of shocking, to be quite honest. Those guys are getting shot at by somebody too. No, friendlies. That's good. Let's go check it out. Yeah, go faster. So, you know, there's a decent living world going on in the background, you know, where other, you know, NPC vessels. Alright. Alright, shoot the missiles at them. Everybody's a medium threat, it seems. He blew up.
Monitoring comm frequencies revealed new available missions.
Use some of these little power-ups. I said aiming's a little difficult. His front shields are down though. Cool. Got a whole bunch of stuff out of that too. Alright, that was actually the the best combat I've had, which is kind of sad. Alright, let's go back and dock, actually. I actually don't want to accept that, but I do want to go over here. No, I don't want that.
Affirmative. Changing course. Yes, sir. Engine set to maximum power.
That's what I want to do. That.
New waypoint confirmed.
I want to get rid of some of the stuff I picked up. You can see there's little timers for abilities down here on the bottom. Recharge timers, so you can't just spam them.
Hostiles confirmed in sensor radius.
Luckily, I had friendly ships. Alright, let's see, what did I get? Ooh. Well, that's interesting. So, well, yeah, 69,000. That's pretty sweet. Alright, let's go. Did I accept that in one mission? Yeah, the patrol, where I'm gonna die, basically. Alright, let's see, let's go over here.
Yes, sir. Acquiring new coordinates. Transferring all available power to engines.
Voice acting is not annoying, so that's good.
Hostiles confirmed in sensor radius.
Yeah. Way down there. The advantage that T-Gates has, obviously, is faster long-distance travel. Trade-off is it actually costs money to use them, which is interesting. Yeah, I just passed into that one. You can tell when you transition to a new hex, because there's a little loading pause.
Sensors are picking up hostiles in the vicinity.
Oh, shush. Let's see if I can switch my waypoint. Yeah.
Affirmative. Setting course.
Kaboom. Music reminds me a lot of Independence War.
Sensors are picking up hostiles in the vicinity.
There you go. Alright, well, let's try this. He's flying away from me anyway.
Affirmative. Changing course.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with this guy.
Engine set to maximum power.
Yeah. He did not ignore me.
Warning. Shields collapse.
Yeah, I'm gonna die. I said, these are just, you know, the starting ships, and they're just way more powerful than your ship is.
Warning. Shields collapse.
Come on. Turn. Oh, something. A heavy weapon.
Captain, we've lost shields.
I bet.
Captain, we've lost shield.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. I died. So that's Starpoint Gemini 2. So like I said, currently in alpha. So, you know, if you're interested in space adventure games, I would definitely keep my eye on it. See what type of, you know, additional content and options that are available when the full game is released. So that's all I have for today. Till next time. Bye now.